Hello everyone, very good morning and a warm welcome into this room. I need not to introduce what this topic is about. Topic probably we can introduce, but what this session is all about, because so far we already would have conducted some 8 to 10 sessions where our experienced consultants and the project manager come forward and share their learnings with respect to the projects, even if it is out of project. So whatever learning that they, by virtue of their overall experience or by virtue of some project specific experience, right, they do keep sharing in these kind of sessions, and that is the primary reason that these kind of sessions for you guys whose knowledge so far, I would say, before this session has been limited to your own research or has been limited to your own work, right? So that's the context in which this becomes important. However, today's session is not limited, I'll say, to a project learning of some consultant, right? Today's session, I would say, and probably Priyanka would come into the picture, who is speaker of today's session, right? Today's session has been driven by strong emphasis that industries and Salesforce specifically, because we need to be Salesforce specific as well, being a Salesforce partners, right? Salesforce in last 2 years, although from a AI standpoint, it's been 6 years, 7 years, I would say, where Salesforce has had its emphasis. But it last 2 years, I would say, Salesforce has done strong, tremendous work. Earlier, Salesforce had its own LLMs. However, there were certain limitations, and its adoption was limited. And that's why in last 3 to 4 months, you guys would have seen Salesforce has expanded itself from its own LLM to ChatGPT, I think 6 or 7 months back. Then recently I was going through the news and the articles that Salesforce has also associated itself with the Claude. I do not know how many of you really have tried to understood that why Salesforce actually would have to go talk to an independent LLM like Claude, which is considered as one of most powerful LLM in today's times. My understanding would be that probably Claude, because of its enriched understanding, its powerful capabilities, and that was more the reason that Salesforce wanted, through these associations, Salesforce also wanted to enrich its own foundation. No, realizing, I should not be saying realizing the limitations of whatever LLMs earlier it was associated with. Now coming back, so it is in this environment that the understanding of LLMs, understanding of AI capabilities in association with Salesforce, right, as a consultant becomes important for us, right? You would already have seen that Salesforce is putting very, very strong emphasis on partners, that hey, partners as consultant, your team should be AI led. If we are not talking agentic languages, right, then probably we are not the preferred partners for them. And when we are saying we are not preferred partners for them, I would say even the consultants, if they do not have that kind of knowledge, if they do not show that how AI can add business value into the customer communication, right, then probably we'll say that our consultants are not equipped, right? So it is in this line that probably we do have Priyanka, who will be conducting a session on the basic terminologies. I'll not say basic, of course, there will be a basic, advanced, every grade. So, basic terminologies of AI and how AI uses is improving or changing this vast space of Salesforce. So, Priyanka, thank you. You can take the stage.
Thanks for the introduction, Chandan. So today we are going to see AI foundation from zero to fluent. Like as a consultant, as a PM, how to have a conversation, healthy conversation with client on AI topics. Before that, I'll show you what I have done in AI. So I have built one agent that is multi-agent. The use cases, if we are uploading a BRD, from that BRD, the agent has to extract the test cases, and that test case should be connected to the Salesforce org, and automatically it should test, and then we have to download a report, Excel sheet report, where across each test case whether it is passed, failed, or manual testing needed, because in Salesforce few components, UI components are need to be manually tested, not automized with that agent, and we can download that test case report. So we are uploading a BRD, finally it is giving us a test case report. That is the thing I tried to build. So you can see this UI first step is uploading the BRD. So here we have uploaded, we can attach as many BRDs as we want. I have uploaded off trade module of the project that is running, and that is uploaded successfully. And next is from that BRD it has extracted the test case scenarios. Here you can see the scenario 1, new outlet creation via Salesforce web, and those scenarios it has created. Next is generating the test cases out of those scenarios. Like new outlet creation, this feature will have so many test cases, no? Whether the screen is visible, whether these fields are there, whether they can submit like that, all the whatever mentioned in the BRD, that will be created as test case, and next it will execute against the Salesforce org we are connecting. So you can see this org, this Salesforce org is connected to the model agent we have built, and it has run the test cases, and it has created generated the status of it, whether it is passed or failed or manual thing needed. 50%, around 40% manual testing was needed, because it involves screens, LWC components. And next is we can download this as a Excel sheet, complete list of test cases with pass result. So this I have built in some 5 to 6 hours using Claude prompt. This is the use case, and these are the stack I have used. One condition is to use all free components, not spending zero infrastructure cost. For LLM, if we are using Claude or OpenAI, that is cost, whereas I used Meta Olama, that is open source, free of cost, and I used Python, uh, and two agents we have built, that is to upload the BRD from there, to extract the scenarios, and to convert it to test cases, that is a agent, that's why we call it multi-agent, and playwright, streamlit to build that UI browser where we are seeing all those steps, no, and OpenPy Excel to download it as a Excel sheet. So this I have taken full help from the Claude, and anyone who's not having any technical background like me can build such agent using the prompts and the help. Even this debugging, that can be done. Like I have taken a screenshot of it and pasted it in Claude. I have played a paid version of Claude, so it helps us to build that. In each and every part, if we have any bugs, it will solve. So that is the thing, and this you should try once. And after that I was researching, and the thing is, this kind of agents that can be easily built, but what is difficult is to understand the basic model of how AI works, and to which use case, which stack we have to use, and what will be the cost of it. If we have that mind map, then that will be ideal for a consultant to have a conversation with client to suggest AI solutions. So now we can go into the topic. This session is the first session. Like before going into Salesforce AI products, first we'll know what AI is. This is vendor agnostic. I haven't taken any platform, anything, and concept first. We are just understanding the concepts. And here what AI is, how it thinks, why it lies, rack concept, agents, and cost and security, and wrap up is the agenda of today's session. And your clients are already asking these questions, like if they are again not tech savvy, or not that much into the current updates, first doubt that will come is what is AI, what it does. Is it safe? If I'm searching anything, will it get into LLM? Like that kind of questions they'll naturally have, right? So after this session, you'll be able to answer all those questions and give them assurance as a consultant to go for AI, this tool, and this will be the cost. First, we'll go for the history of AI. We'll talk about history, geography, everything. First is what is AI? Is it new? No, it is definitely not new. It started in 1950. Whatever logic, like pure if-then logic, okay, based on the hard codes we are uploading, if the system is giving us result, then in those days they were calling that as AI. For example, Elisa, this is some psychological conversation. If I'm not feeling well, then ask them not to feel good. Like that, psychological if and then cases they have written, and 400 lines of code that they have been calling as AI. And next is chess engine. If you are taking that step, all probability, no, if you are taking that piece to this position, this will be the response. Like that, they have fully hard coded the chess engine with so many lines. Like the system was not thinking anything, was not predicting anything, not auto completing anything. It was just doing what is the logic. If this is kept, this will be the next step. Like that, using hard code, that chess engine has worked, and it that engine has beaten one chess grandmaster. So that was that eligible. And spell checkers, obviously they have just uploaded a dictionary in a logic, and that was running. That only they were calling as AI in 1950s period, followed by machine learning. In this machine learning only, instead of we coders uploading the logic, they have given the labeled data. With that labeled data, the system itself will learn the logic. They have just reversed it. So logic has been built by the machine learning, that is built in 1980s. The model figures out the rules itself. Initially we were giving rules. Next, with the data, labeled data, it itself was creating the rules. For example, in our Gmail, we are having that spam filters now. You know, like that filters in the email, we have filters. Using that filter, we label the emails. If this word, if this email is coming from this domain, then categorize it in this company's or like that we are. So instead of that logic, the spam section will itself detect whether it is a spam email or not. That is machine learning only. Like with the sample data, thousands of emails which are spam, thousands of email which are not spam, this machine has learned, and in our inbox, it is detecting itself and categorizing it. Those are the examples of machine learning. Netflix recommendations, if you are watching some movie, based on that movie, it will recommend the what is the next movie. Like we would have watched 5 movies, then it will try to predict, it will try to learn our pattern, and suggest, recommend the next movies. So like that, fraud detection, random forest, like that, these are the examples of machine learning. Then it came deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of, these are all subset of, this machine learning is a subset of AI, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Here what they were doing is neural networks. Neural networks is somewhat similar to our brain structure. Neurons and all we have in our brain now. It will parallelly think. If one scenario is triggered, if one situation is triggering us, if one sense, one touch is triggering, this neural network will branch out in a matrix, and that will happen, right? Similar thing, they have built this neural networks. For that computing only, they need a graphical processing unit. Whereas our native system is using CPU, central processing unit, that will think in a sequential manner. Whereas this GPU, graphical processing unit, will think like a neural terms, like simultaneously it will do multiple actions, thousands of actions it will do simultaneously. So this GPU only we call that NVIDIA. NVIDIA, right? I'm pronouncing it right. NVIDIA. So this is, NVIDIA is the core chip. This GPU is the core of all the AI models. It will think parallelly in a neural network terms. with this GPU, with this deep learning only, there comes the face unlock feature. Google Translate. We are not actually making the system to learn all the languages. It itself is predicting the language. Like we call it Tanglish. You have anything like English? You will not talk the proper Hindi, but you will mix it with English and will talk. But the Google Translate will predict it. So that kind of deep learning based on the data available there, it will learn by itself. We don't have to feed proper language to make it learn. It will relearn and do it. That is happening because of the GPU model, neural networks model, and speech to text. And next is generative AI. Here only we are talking about the content generation like ChatGPT, Claude, DALI, Midjourney, GitHub Copilot. Like based on the request we are giving, prompt we are giving, it will predict the next sentences and we'll get a content image in terms of text or images. And next is agentic AI. On top of the generative AI, it will have the whole action done. This is just generating, whereas this will do the action. That is called agent. And next is what AI is and what AI is not. AI is just a pattern recognition. Based on the data we are feeding, we are making it learn the data. No, based on that, it will just recognize the pattern and predict what the next word is. And statistical prediction, like we can also feed wrong data. No, so based on the input, it will statistically evaluate what is the right one and predict the things statistically. And next one is content generation. Yes, it can generate text, images, code from learned patterns, and it will classify the things, that vector and all comes into picture, classify based on the numbers metrics. And next is decision support, help humans decide, does not decide alone. And what AI is not, it has no sentiment, sentient, it won't think, it is not self-aware. Basically, it will only predict things, understand the pattern and predict things. That is what it does. It is not conscious, it don't have feelings, and it is not accurate always. It is basically it will just predict. It is not definitely, how I can explain that is, based on the question you are asking, it will check its LLM. LLM has the content whichever is fed by the LLM model people. And it has no engine to verify whether its answer is right or wrong. So it is definitely not accurate result, and it is definitely not a human replacement. It has to integrate with the humans to generate content like that, and it is not magic. It needs all the governance, data, everything, prompt, that guardrails right to generate a result, and free of bias. It is not free of bias. Like initially, when the AI was launched, the GPTs were launched, people will ask about contradicting sensitive things and will post biases and all. So it is not free of bias. And how LLM works. LLM in sense, OpenAI, ChatGPT is OpenAI is on LLM, Cloud's Anthropic is one LLM, Meta's Olama is LLM. How they are designing that LLM? First, it will read the content. Now we have lots of billions of content in internet. No, it will learn the content, read everything, and next is learn pattern. Based on this learning, they'll identify the pattern. Next, it will just predict next word. If they ask what is LLM, it is nothing but auto completes a sentence. Understanding a pattern and predicting the next word is all about LLM. And when you are giving a prompt, calculate the most likely next word that will be repeated. If the question is what is your name, first it will like what is Utilitarian Labs? Tell me about Utilitarian Labs is the question, and the answer is utilitarian, and it will again check your question, and next it will put labs, and then again it will check is a Salesforce, and is a Salesforce next word, Salesforce submit next word, partner, like that. For every word it will run and predict only the next word. So predicting next word is the only thing LLM does, and next is will give the output coherently. That's why it's taking quite time to give the output, because it is processing each and every word and predicting the next word. And explain how LLM works using only the autocomplete analogy. Okay, it's nothing but LLM is auto completing the sentence, predicting the next word is the only thing in LLM. And why LLM makes things up? Makes things up is the terminology is hallucination, but we don't have to tell that word to the client. Like hallucination is it will be very confidently giving us wrong answers. In terms of confidence, it has full confidence, but the accuracy is low. It will give us wrong answer. And how to fix that wrong answer problem is, there comes the concept called RAG. Okay, like if you are asking, tell me about Utilitarian Labs. Yes, there is content in website. It will refer and tell Utilitarian Labs is Salesforce Summit partner and all the details. If you ask the LLM about, tell me about Utilitarian Labs HR policy, leave policy, like that, it is not available on our website. So it will confidently tell you a wrong answer referring to other summit partners policies if it is available. Okay, in order to avoid that, if that chatbot is we are implementing in our office for our employees, then what we can do is we can use this rack concept, where we will connect, we will add our contents, our policy details to that concept, and while asking that question to the LLM will not only look into the LLM concepts, but it will also refer the RAG, like our data will also be fed into fed along with our question. We are asking a prompt plus the content from RAG will go to the LLM, and LLM will process this data and will give us the actual policy details, and how many leaves are there, how many holidays, like that it will answer all the questions. And also, like if I'm asking how many leaves Isha has, it should not answer because it's her private thing. So if she is answering only, it will give like that. We can optimize things in a enterprise point of view. If a client is asking, you can think like this and you can tell. And invents a legal clause that does not exist. It will invent things. It will predict and invent. That is wrong. Without RAG, that will be a problematic thing. And recommends a case study that was never real. Initially, it used to invent poems. Like we'll ask, give me one Tirukural written by Thiruvalluvar. It will invent Tirukural by itself. So without RAG, we should feed all the poems written by that poet so that it will give a right answer. And here is what we already discussed this. So if you in a client scenario, if you are asking what is the stock of this bottle, if you are asking generally, it will refer to old data. It will refer the price of 6 months old pricing, and it will give a wrong data. Whereas if you connect the live data, live inventory data of that client, then it will refer to the actual SKUs value, its price, current live data it will generate. That is the concept of RAG. It is retrieval augmented generation. It will not refer to the model, whereas it will refer to the data of that particular client, particular OR we are connecting. And also this RAG concept, like utilitarians leave policy, Isha's opening balance, it will not be, it will not go into LLM. We have that security feature and all. Our data, the data which is in RAG will not go into LLM. LLM is used to only generate in terms of tokens and vectors. It will generate. It will not teach the LLM. Also, we are chatting now. We will ask some questions to Chat GPT or Claude regarding our boyfriend, girlfriends, and all. That data and all will not go into LLMs. It will stay in our portal only. And next is chat. What is the difference between chatbot, copilot, and agent? Chatbot is nothing but initial. Now also we have, right. If you are calling any number, if you want it in English, press this. Hindi, press this. Tamil, like that. If you are giving if and then logic, then it is called chatbot. And next is Copilot. Copilot is in our Salesforce org. If you need org specific information, then it will predict and give you data. It suggests the next action. It will draft an email based on the conversations that we had with that particular account. That kind of use case is called Copilot. Agent is, it will do the action. That day we discussed, no, if we want to book a flight ticket, we can give, like from Bangalore to Delhi, I want ticket to be booked today. It will itself book the ticket and take the money from our account and mark it in our calendar to go. So that is what agent is. Parallelly, if we are having 2-3 agents in the first model I have shown, right, we have two models, two agents to execute that use case. That is called multi-agent. So based upon the client's use case, we'll need to select what actually they want. And next is pricing. See, we can suggest a best solution for the client, but the end point is how much it will cost. We have to suggest the optimized solution for the best pricing also. So if you talk about pricing, tokens comes into place. Token is the currency for AI, and here how it is calculated is, token is roughly 3 by 4th of a word. The is one token. Customer, it is calculated as 2 tokens. Complaint 2 tokens. Was 1 token. Today 1 token. These all definitive things. Here escalate is 1 token. ED is second token. Like that, for one word, it is 3/4 of the token. Like if you are asking 1,000 words, 1,000 tokens, you have to give 750. One A4 sheet of question prompt will take 1,000 tokens. One token is approximately 100. So this token calculation is based on which vendor we are using, which LLM we are using. For that only, like this pricing and all we can see in next session, like Salesforce, how Salesforce is charging, and if you are going for service now, like other vendors are how much they are charging. That comparative metrics we can see next time, but now you can understand what tokens are, how the tokens are calculated. If we are asking one A4 sheet of question along with the I wanted to mention this point, like once you are asking a question in ChatGPT, it will not only give your question, it will also give your past conversation in that chat as a context window, so that it will generate the questions based on that total thing. That is why in most of the cases you can see, you can't continue your chat in this window. You open a new chat, it will say, because every time you are asking question in the same chat, it will pass the old questions of that chat along with that question. So along with that question, it is passing, no, that is all going as token. So you are consuming more tokens in that chat, and you will need to go for paid version, or your limit is crossed for that day, that and all it will say. And yeah, that is what mentioned here. Context window. Context window is nothing but how many tokens a model will accept in one conversation or in one day for the pricing you have taken, like that. And cost per token, it varies depending upon the model you are selecting. LLM model, like for example in Salesforce, Salesforce don't have its own LLM model. It is using ChatGPT and Claude uh, as a model, and vendor is Salesforce. So based upon what LLM in ChatGPT is charging, what Salesforce is charging, it varies. And what happens in 800 millisecond, like we are clicking one I mean, uh, for example, if Isha's want to know what is her leave balance, then she will go to Utilitarian Labs chatbots, and will ask what is my leave balance, and it will go to the security gate. That utilitarian information will not go to LLM, it will have a security gate. only the vectors will go, and using LLM concept it will bring a vector as answer, and from there RAG information it will come to her UI. So that is what is happening. Context building is nothing but along with Utilitarian Labs information, employees leave balance information, that document, that is context building, and that will call the model, LLM model, and that will give a response to Isha. And for this we have 5 layers. These are the 5 layers. This is first one is data layer. In LLM they will be teaching the LLM with all the data, right? That is called data layer. Second is computing layer. Computing layer we talked about GPU. Now NVIDIA example. It will compute using that, and the model we are using is for Utilitarian Labs we will use any Python or LangChain or any model. That model is a foundation model to ask that question, and next is orchestration layer. In that orchestration layer is nothing but kind of Zapier. Uh, we will build, we will have that integration in sequence now. Like first ask this question. In the first screen I have asked you step 1, step 2, step 3. That kind of orchestration we'll have. Like she'll ask question, then take the RAG information, put it as a context along with her prompt to the LLM. From LLM you make all the predictions, and do not give the data, only give vector numbers, do this and get back the answer. That is the orchestration. Yeah, this is the basic concepts of AI, and here you can try to answer these questions. Security questions like does our data train the AI? Like our data and sense our leave policies, our leave balances. If we are giving that as a rack to the LLM, will this information go into the chat GPT, and whoever asking this information will get it or not? That kind of question the client will obviously have, right? So we can strongly tell, no, we have a zero data retention policy. We have that in Salesforce as well. Our personal data, a company's data will stay here only. Only vector will go to LLM and fetch the answer. Okay, so you can confidently say, no, our company data will not go into AI model and all. And next is where is data processed geographically? Governed by your data resistance setting, EU stays in EU. Like that AWS concept, Azure and all, like where your data is being stored, the data center. Yeah. And next is who can see our prompts and outputs. Only users with correct permission, full audit log available. Like this question you can personally have while you are having a chat GPT conversation personally. You will think, what if I'm asking this question, will that go and saved into LLM? That kind of questions and all you'll have. No, you will only view your data, but for a admin will know Isha has inquired about her leave policies, that has consumed one conversation, $2 was spent on that. Like that we'll have that audit log, but prompts will be user specific. It's based upon how we are building the agent basically. And what if AI gives a harmful response? So anyone will go for edge cases. As soon as ChatGPT was released, most of the people was asking all these sensitive, harmful questions and try to prove it in social media, on Facebook, Twitter and all. You would have seen all these kind of responses. To avoid all those, we have to keep guardrails strictly. These kind of answers you have to respond this way. Like that, we have to set supervised mode holds for a human review. That restrictions we'll have. And how is AI access controlled? We are existing role based permissions, same as today in Salesforce. We have the typical thing, no, like her information should not be coming to this Priyanka user, whereas her information can go to Chandan's view. Like that we'll set up security model in AI as well. Next, is there a audit trail? Every action log, timestamp, user, input, output, immutable, because every conversations costs, right? So we'll have that audit log and all if we are building that for a organization. Whereas our personal chats, if we are paying and handling, that is a different thing. And can AI be manipulated by a bad actor? Input filtering active, guardrail set hard limits, like hard setting guardrails will prevent all that. And you can do a exercise of asking. Yeah, yeah.
So our history gets have retention in that AI, whatever history of discussions I'm moving. When I click on that chat history, my whole chat also comes. Okay. Now data is how does our data train the AI? If they are retaining that history and the chat, they are using it for a training purpose or not, that checkbox is there, but the data is residing with them only, right? If we are saying this to the client that your data is not getting written, because data is the core thing that is available anything. So that kind of security check, if you are aware how the data is stored, if it is getting deleted after 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, in the AI history, the audit log, it is getting deleted, the chat is getting deleted or not. That kind of thing, if you are aware about it.
I have searched, I also had the same question, I searched this also. Like if we are, for example, in a company, they'll have inventory database. With that database, current database as a RAG, every time you are asking the question, be it this month or next month or whenever, that prompt your question plus that inventory data will go into the system and it will fetch. It will not remember the past questions or something. It will only go as a in that particular chat. Okay, that's why in your current chat GPT also, if you are asking the question in that chat and if it is over, limit is over for the day, it will ask you to open a new chat. So when it goes to LLM, your question plus your past conversation in that chat plus if you are connecting RAG, that will all go as a token and it will render the answer. So it is not about saving the past questions and stuff. It is all about the current thing, and it's about the LLM predicting the next word and answering you.
Deletion, they have not given any visibility. When they will delete my old chats.
That is not related to AI. That is how you are building your agent in your system. Like in Salesforce, how you are keeping that audit trial object in place. It is not related to AI generation. You are asking about the question you are asking and the answer you are getting, that audit trial thing. When you are asking who asked. No, no. LLM won't save any of that thing. LLM is used only to, it will get the vector, give the response in that model. It will not save anything. That's what, like our leave policies, our utilitarian thing, or this company's inventory data will never go to LLM. This LLM training will happen within their LLM company's training model only. It will not have our learnings as a training data. That is zero retention data. Our data will only go as vector, numbers, it will go as numbers. It will not go as words itself.
Oh, just a doubt again. See, when it comes to Salesforce, there are two kind of things. One is Salesforce dealing with LLMs, where they do have their own trust layers and the kind of agreement that Salesforce, a dominant company like Salesforce, does have with the, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude. There, those trusts and agreement will be honored, and I do have, I'll say that I do have a trust on those agreements that yes, as a Salesforce customer, if I am supplying certain data to, let's say, LLM and asking LLM to process it and give me analysis, I am I am aware about the fact that my data will be not used by Claude on a later occasion as per the agreement with the Salesforce. But when it comes to, let's say, I directly, I'm not connected to the Salesforce. I am exposing my complete personal data with the ChatGPT, with the Claude. Do you think in those cases, although again Claude will to every customer, irrespective of whether the customer is dominant or customer is someone who is paying just $17 or $20, do you really think that that agreement will still be honored? Why I am asking? Because coming from his question itself, when he was asking whether my question, whatever question that I have asked, right,
Yeah, this I have came across in the beginning because everyone will do know like while chatting in chat GPT or cloud, we will ask some kind of personal questions. In that time, I have ensured like, will you save all this information?
No, they will say, of course, but they will not save it.
No,
I will give an example.
their what is the terms they are releasing us? Yeah, you can.
So, for the current clients, my current client has connected Cloud Code to Salesforce. Now, Cloud Code is used by Salesforce for the flow and agents. Their Salesforce have a trust layer, but they have connected directly the Salesforce with Cloud Code. Okay. Now, what is happening? I will give you example. If I will go inside Salesforce and I will ask Salesforce to give me the platform events day by day, Salesforce will ask me to add or remove some permissions in the system. If I will ask Cloud Code will do it automatically. And what impact it will do on other places does not matter to Cloud Code. This has happened to us. So that's why if I am recommending, because now at least 360 has come, Salesforce new product, and they are saying you don't need to log into Salesforce.
No platform is needed. Here, English, we can get all the fields updated.
Through the MCP servers, you can connect and you can do. Through those servers, it will be having the trust layer. If you do it through the CLM and the other methods, the trust layer does not exist there. And they will use your data. We have told this to the client. Your data is not safe. Whatever data you are having in the or cloud is able to access your data. That's why Salesforce has come with this, because customers were doing this. They were connecting their orgs to any CRM like a Claude or ChatGPT, because they wanted, they are not tech savvy. They will just give command, give it a top 5 accounts.
Will give all permissions also.
That will take all the permission. That will ask, shall I have all system admin permission?
Yeah, take away whatever you want.
And that customer is not aware, and then it takes data from the backend.
That is exactly why a partner is needed. Why they themselves, if they are connecting, they will give all permissions. But if we are developers are doing, they'll have that best practices and all, and will not give away all the permissions. Like they'll definitely. Otherwise, people will sue. No, you know, right? Like Anthropic also, cloud also. This US government war department, they wanted all the data, but they were like, I don't want the deal, I just want to prevent people's policy. Like their terms and conditions actually will not allow that kind of data, but they'll have terms and conditions. If people without the proper knowledge, if they are putting tick mark to everyone, yes, data will leak. That's the exact reason, that's our exact selling point. Like we will not leak it, but they will do it.
That's why it is 360.
It's a CLM. That they think as a future thing. That's why they are releasing it. If they are using CLM, LWC is not needed, VF page not needed. Everything is English only. Like I spoke to this client, update this field, it will do it itself. So in terms and conditions way, our question will not be taken for learning. Is the terms and conditions kept? But if we are allowing that data, yes, it will obviously, it will try to take that claw and all they are saying, no, that will take our bank details and all into its place. It's without proper guardrails or without right knowledge on the foundation of it, then yes, there is a high risk of leaking our data.
There are multiple attacks on multiple websites. There are
high risk.
happening.
That's why they mostly prefer to go for Meta, Google, Anthropic, OpenAI LLMs, because we think it is trustworthy. And Anthropic CEO also was trying to prove that point only. I even rejected the high $1 billion offer from US government because I value your data. And you can try to answer this question. Brush up whatever we have seen already. AI is the world's most advanced autocomplete tool. It will just predict it, nothing there in its mind. It will just predict the next word. It does in terms of writing the code, in terms of writing our emails, enhancing that email, generating a photo. Everything is just prediction, auto prediction. And next, name the 5 AI layers that we have seen. First, we have seen, no? First is AI, then comes machine. AI is nothing but we are giving logic. Second, machine learning, we are giving data, it is generating logic. Third is deep learning. that neural network and the GPU comes into place. Next is generative AI, next agentic AI. And why does hallucination happens? Anyone? Hallucination happens because it, yeah, it will just predict with the wrong data, without right data. If we ask what is the leave policy, what is my leave policy, if it does not have utilitarian leave policy, it will predict some other company's leave policy and give me the answer very confidently, which is the wrong answer. So we have to give right data as a model, as a chatbot to get the users right. And what does RAG stands for? Retrieval augmented generation. It is the main concept in AI these days. RAG is nothing but we are feeding our data, company's policy, company's inventory data, things to generate the answers rightly. And which one thing can an agent do, but a chatbot never can do? Taking action. Only agent can take action. This chatbot will only predict things, give the answers, generate content. A token is dash of a word. 3/4 correct. 750. Yeah. And name all 5 layers of AI infrastructure. This I don't know. I have kept a bit. So it is first they need a data layer. We have to feed all the data. Next is we need compute layer to run GPU and all. And third is the model layer and orchestration layer, finally application layer. In my first screen you would have seen that application layer 5 steps. And does AI learn from what you type in a conversation? No, it will not.
Let's say no.
Yeah. If it's learning, then you would have put some tick mark unknowingly. So that is all. So we have a foundation today. In next session, we will brush up the foundation and then we'll go for Salesforce AI stacks. How we should suggest AI products to our clients. That's all. Any questions you can ask. You can build one agent. It will. I was very eager, so it took some 5 to 6 hours. Without interest, also you can build it in 2 hours, 2 days max. You can try that. That is the basic thing. Once you do that yourself, then this all become a necessity. You will learn by yourself. Task for the day is you build one agent. Done. Done.
So that session was useful, right? As a user, I think we are using everybody in everybody's life, right? However, to be honest, even I was not aware when she said that AI is something that started by 1950. So evolution is something. Is if we have spent some 40 minutes and or 50 minutes, right? I think this would have been useful. Very good example or the agent that she had made where that was more interesting, and for the QAs I believe that can be, I do not know whether you guys are using, you saw that use case, that was interesting, right? You guys are using it somewhere. Huh? No, I don't think we are using it. So that was an interesting use case coming from a consultant. BRD was being used to generate test cases and then connect it to the Salesforce org for checking the results whether it passed or failed. Of course, there would be, because what C had made, I believe, was with a free version of the LLMs, right? I'm not taking that. So with the improved, if we give you that kind of subscription, that kind of infra, those use cases can be improved, and that brings to the forefront the point that there are many such kind of agents that can be made for our internal application. If you guys are really interested, And let me tell you, Miss, I need not to tell you, everybody is aware the way AI is growing, right? If we do not adapt ourselves, probably we are killing our own prospect, I would say, right? If company is not in, any organization is not investing itself into the AI space, they are killing their own prospect. And if as an individual we are not upgrading ourselves, so let us upgrade ourselves. Coming to, I think seventh slide was something that was more around FAQs, where what kind of questions that client might ask, right? Though this is something that slide needs to be enriched. Okay, that can come from your own experience as consultant, or that can probably, again, we can use LLMs to generate. And then that brings me to another point, that probably that kind of sessions as consultant we can do with our clients as well, where we can first read what implementation we have done for the existing clients, which were very traditional in nature, and with whatever Salesforce updates that has been on AI forefront, right? We can, after reading their implementation, we can go to those clients and say, boss, these are some manual activities that you are doing. Let us transform it this way. Probably, if we, this is something that can reduce to 30% of your effort, or this implementation, or this way, it can yield this kind of result, right? So if we can go with that kind of data, right? Another suggestion from my side would be that it is these kind of sessions probably consultants should be coming more often, right? Which would be right now this session was very generic, although very useful as well, but we can be Salesforce directed as well. So thank you, Priyanka, thank you.